I'm Michael Petrus, and today I'll be discussing drones and their effects on law enforcement. Drones are becoming one of the most popular pieces of tech across many fields, but they are becoming especially popular in the world of law enforcement. Today I'm going to discuss the different ways that the incorporation of drones in law enforcement are helping all departments complete their jobs more efficiently and economically. The topics I will discuss today are drones as first responders, mapping and map making, crime scene investigation, thermal imaging, plain view and legislation, and finally, cost comparisons. In the city of Chula Vista, California, the police department is implementing a new drone program. The department is using their drones as first responders. When a 911 call comes over the radio, a drone is deployed from the rooftop of the police headquarters. The drone is then flown to the location of the incident to document what is going on. They are being used on numerous different calls such as crimes in progress, fires, and traffic accidents. Using a drone to respond to the scene can sometimes be the difference between life and death for those who are involved. On average, it takes between 11 minutes and 1 hour for a patrol officer to reach the call. A drone takes under 4 minutes. That is nearly 3 times as fast as the quickest patrol officer. The faster the first response gets to the scene, the faster necessary medical attention can be notified. With the implementing of drones in first response, many more lives can be saved. Drones are used very regularly in the process of creating maps. These maps are called orthomosaic maps. They are constructed by stitching together images taken from the drones to create one cohesive image. With this technology available, the police departments can determine anything from the best response routes to get across town to documenting the roads used by a drug cartel. Mapping has been a key element of our existence since the dawn of time, and being able to create them with an action as simple as taking pictures is a more profound feat than one may realize. Shown on the screen is a diagram of the pictures that were taken in a large area of 20 square miles to create an orthomosaic map. Each green block is the area of one picture that was combined with all the others to create the map. Once on the crime scene, drones can become very handy. Like the orthomosaic maps, images can be taken with drones to create a 3D reconstruction of the scene. This is done by taking images of a full 360 degrees around the targeted area and then stitching them together into one cohesive unit. A Swiss company by the name of Pix4D is the leader of the field. They use a photogrammetry software to complete this task. Photogrammetry is the use of photography and mapping to measure distances between objects. As shown in the image, using the software, investigators can determine key calculations with accuracy to the nearest centimeter. This technology is a profound new way of completing investigations without physical presence being needed. Another feature that can be of great assistance are thermal imaging cameras. Thermal imaging is the technique of using the heat given off by an object to produce an image of it or locate it. Oftentimes, thermal imagers are a piece of aftermarket equipment that is specifically made for each model or make of drone. Examples of their uses are search and rescue missions, manhunts, and many other situations that involve locating or tracking humans or other things. In certain scenarios, a normal camera is unable to see clear enough to identify targets. A thermal imaging camera is able to see into places that are where a normal camera cannot. For example, if a search mission was being conducted to find a missing person who was believed to be in the woods, a thermal imager would be able to see heat signatures through the canopy, where a normal camera would be blinded by the forest. One use of thermal imaging that has proven key for success is protecting the wildlife refuges of Africa. Between 2006 and 2015, over 100,000 elephants were illegally poached throughout Africa. The areas where they live are far too vast to be thoroughly patrolled by foot. Drone-mounted thermal imagers allow for more thorough coverage of the land. This is an example of using thermal images by park rangers. This video shows a night flight in the Juma Preserve located in South Africa. It shows one of the park's leopards stalking impala at night. Now, this was during the quarantine back in the spring, and the poaching had gone up because there was no visitors in the park, and any safaris that would have been going on were obviously canceled because nobody was traveling. So they were flying and driving around the preserve much more often to keep an eye on all the wildlife, and also just to track and see what they do when people aren't influencing their actions. So not only can you see the wildlife in the video, you can also see the safari employees in the vehicle. So that is how they can track the poachers, is they can see the vehicle and also could see the poachers walking outside of the vehicle or hunting the animals. With the increase of drone use in law enforcement for surveillance, people are becoming wary of infringement of their constitutional rights. Many people think that the use of drones for surveillance is invasive and unconstitutional. This is where the plain view doctrine comes into play. The fact of the matter is that all laws referring to plain view that are applied to manned aircraft are also applied to drones. 13 states have passed fraud warrant exception laws. This requires law enforcement to obtain a search warrant to obtain any information with the drone unless it falls under the plain view doctrine. Finally, the cost differences between drones and their manned counterparts, helicopters, is incomparable. The Erie County Sheriff's Department has two helicopters named Air 1 and Air 2. Air 1 is an American Eurocopter model AS-350B2. Its retail price is a staggering $1.6 million. The AS-350B2 is also common for like Mercy Flight and many other sheriff's departments and other search and rescues, fire departments, all first responders or emergency vehicles. The AS-350B2 is a very common copter for those uses. Air 2 is a Huey 500 turbine, which was donated through an American Army surplus program. So that is basically any retired equipment from the Army that's going to sit around and rot away, essentially, can be given to any service such as something like a hospital or law enforcement where it's going to be used. So although it was obtained for free, it was donated, the maintenance costs alone are pretty mind-blowing. The estimated maintenance cost for both of the copters is between $115,000 and $200,000 per year. That's astronomically high. On the other hand, the two most popular drones in the industry are produced by DJI, and they are the Phantom 4 pictured on the bottom and the Inspire 2 pictured on the top. The Phantom retails for right around $2,000 and is the most popular consumer drone on the market. The Inspire 2 retails for $9,400 with its most advanced package. Although a drone cannot complete every task a helicopter can, such as picking up somebody injured at a scene, it can most definitely complete some of them. If there is a chance to use a drone rather than any manned aircraft, it is wise to do so. They are much more cost-effective in many realms. In conclusion, drones are becoming a very effective form of assistance for all departments of law enforcement, from forensics investigating a crime scene to rangers in Africa protecting wildlife that calls their reserves home. With the incorporation of drones, all departments will see lower costs and more efficiency. Thank you.